Well, here it is. It's August 2022, and I thought I'd make another blog. It's been a while since I did any of that. I'm currently on the road on my way up to do a bit of filming of the Heart of the Hunter Historic Rally, and so that'll be interesting. Not much has happened since I last did a blog. The Rally Dolomite is not making any progress. I'm still waiting on the welder to weld a piece of exhaust that goes from the exhaust manifold down to next to the gearbox sort of thing. It's only about yay long. The new part that I bought, stainless steel, beautiful looking thing, doesn't actually fit. It fails on the subframe, it fails on the firewall, it's just don't fit. And nobody I've taken it to can make it fit. It just don't fit. So I'm going to use the old piece of exhaust pipe. It's still solid, but it did have a pinhole in one part of it, and I just needed that welded up. And to make it last, I'll have it ceramic coated. Well, the welder, it's a 10-15 minute job, probably a half-hour job if you take all setting up and getting ready. But the welder got the virus and he just hasn't done it. So when that comes back, then it's got to go off and be coated. So it's going to be weeks before I touch the dolly again. And even when I do get that back, in order to fit it, you've got to sort of undo the engine mountings and pull the engine up as high as you can get it in the engine bay to wiggle this piece of exhaust in. And so the engine's just sitting in there at the moment. So once that comes back, sure, the engine can be hauled up, the exhaust can go on, and I can bolt the engine in place. My goodness, we've got some roadworks here. Anyway, once I've done that, well then the handbrake can go back on, and then the tail shaft, and then the whole exhaust can actually be put on. The exhaust has got flanges on it, so it's fairly simple to fit. But it's probably a day's work, and then it'll be all over Red Rover again. Again, waiting on the welder. The brackets that hold the electric fans on the radiator, I made a new one. The old one was daggy. Been on there for years, mind you, but daggy. So I tidied it up, made a nice bracket, and I sort of pop rooted it together, and I get the welder to weld it together. So it'll look nice, but he hasn't done that yet either. So that'll be a stop and wait again. So I can't see much happening to the dolly. This car is supposed to have its motor out by now, because the motor's pretty tired. The gearbox works, but it's pretty tired. So I've given a spare gearbox to someone to rebuild, and I'm waiting now because my Toyota is off the road, my GT4 Celica. Well, it's had an intermittent fault ever since I've owned it, and that fault has got worse. You drive it somewhere and then it won't go. So until it's away at the moment, they've had it 6 weeks now, they can't find anything wrong with it. It goes all the time. It's got no spark when it does do it, so it's a spark related thing. Anyway, we've had many guesses at it. Ignition module, coil, leads, plugs, distributor cap, rotor button, ignition relay, EFI relay, fuel pump, fuel filter, and then the car goes for a while and then it stops again. So the next best guess is something to do with the ignition, electric ignition in the distributor. So the distributor's gone away to be rebuilt. But again, it's a guess. So they'll be put it together, it'll come home, and Then what am I going to do with it? Drive it around and make sure it's right before I pull this apart? I'm on a bit of time pressure because there's an event called the Coffs Coast Festival of Motorsport. It's a month-long event in the Coffs Harbour area, but it's November and I'm not going to do a month of motorsport, but there's a week where there's 3 hill climbs on. That's Kempsey Hill Climb, Raleigh Raceway Hill Climb and Grafton Hill Climb. And then there's days in between. I'll be away for a week, and if I can tee up some interviews while I'm away, well, I might do that. But this car is the only car I've got. The dolly won't be finished, and so I need to get this one fixed and ready if I'm going to do that event. I'll also have to chase up interviews, which is proving hard to do. People are camera shy. Anyway, that's another story. TR7, as I've always say, the TR7 is not getting touched until the dolly's done and dusted. On the movie making side of life, I'm stuck for actors. So I haven't, I've made a farmer film since I last did a blog, which was a bit of a laugh, but now I've got a warped sense of humour, so I wanted to make my funeral video. I've made a few, various things, but the one I really want to make is a remake of the Dead Parrot sketch, if you're familiar with Monty Python. And instead of being a dead parrot being brought back and not wanted, it's going to be a dead Jim, me. Now I wanted to get actors to do the John Cleese, Michael Palin thing, but that's proving impossible. So I've worked out a way to do it. I think it's called cloning on the editing program, where it'll be me. So everyone in it will be me. It's a bit tricky to film and it might be a challenge, but I'm up to it. So it'll be the dead Jim, and someone will bring me back. I will bring me back. And carry on about it being a dead Jim and everything, and the shop assistant will be saying I'm not dead and all that stuff. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to making that, because it will be a challenge to make, to film, and then it'll be a real challenge to edit. And I will just have to see how that goes. Another film I've written called The Farmer Gets a Wife. Well, I need an actress to play the wife, and I simply don't have anybody, so I'm not sure if that film will get made. So, anyway, we'll see on that score. And I guess that's about the end of this blog. So, bye for now.